It's Pegasus Preview Day at Gulfstream Park. Let's see if we can find some vertical value and come up with some winning exacta and trifecta bets. Welcome into the inaugural episode of Vertical Value. My name's Tim. You can find me on X at WritersUpTim. The goal of this show is to find some value plays that we can leverage into some winning exacta and trifecta bets. As I mentioned in the intro, this week we're going to go out to Gulfstream Park for the Pegasus Preview Day. So without further ado, let's jump right in and see what we can find. For my first bet, I'm going to look at race number 2 at Gulfstream Park. This is a maiden race, maiden claiming $35,000 race. And my top pick in here is the number 1 Rapscallion. Rapscallion has been working well, dropping in class and picking up Tyler Gaffleone. David Fowkes is absolutely on fire at the meet early on, hitting at about 29% here at Gulfstream Park. The horse, as I mentioned, on the 9th of December has that really nice bullet workout. The drop from maiden special weight to maiden claiming, the trainer here is about 50% with that type of drop. He's also 24% with the move to synthetic, and I think Rapscallion at a morning line of 6-1 gives us some really good value. My second choice in race number 2 here is the number 10 horse, My Life Story. Debut effort was much better than it appears. The horse did break from the 14 post position in a 14-horse race and had to use a lot of early run to get up close to the leaders. He was wide throughout that race, made a bit of a run at the top of the stretch and tired. That was the horse's first race, and I look for quite a bit of improvement. Again, the horse has had a workout since that race, and I think that in this particular position with Jose Ortiz getting up and the slight cutback in distance, I think he's going to be a factor. The number 4 in this race, Parakeet, is probably going to be your morning line favorite for Wesley Ward, and I read Ortiz getting up. He's got some consistent morning works dating all the way back to the spring for Wesley Ward in here. I just think that getting 2 turns in your first start is a lot to ask for a first-time starter. So I'm going to play against the 4 on top. And my exacta wager for this race is going to be an exacta key box, 1 with the 410. Next up, I'm going to move on to race number 7 here. In race number 7, the horse that I really like on top here is the 6-horse Richie. Richie's getting Luis Saez up, and when Saez and Gulick combine, Saez is 3 for 4 overall. He doesn't ride a lot for Gulick, but at Gulfstream Park, he's ridden 3 times and he's got 3 wins. I'd say that that's a pretty good winning rate. I like Saez in this position. The horse in this particular case is coming off a layoff, and that's a bit of a question. But the works give me the impression that this horse is ready to fire, and I think he could fire at a bit of a price. Morning line odds for Richie right now are 7-2. My second choice in race number 7 is the 8 Famous Gent. Outside post is a bit of a concern in here. That's probably going to force him. I think he'd rather be close to the speed, but that's probably going to force him to take back a little bit behind the speed that's going to be inside of him. And I think that the early speed in here could end up falling apart with the number of pace setters that seem to be in the race. And I look for Famous Gent to be closing up with the 6 that I like on top there, Richie. So my exacta for this race is going to be an exacta box 6 and 8. For my next race, I'm moving on to race number 8. In race 8, I'm again going to the 6-horse. This is Accomplished Girl. Morning line odds at 10-1 for the connections of Edgar Zayas getting up for Safi Joseph Jr. Accomplished girl has a whole lot of speed. The works say that she's a fit in here. She's won off the layoff twice before, so I'm not concerned about the layoff in here. The only question is the distance. The horse has not gone this far yet, but I believe that she could get loose on the lead and be extremely dangerous from that position. My second pick in this race is the number 9, Fastest Flight. Fastest Flight is a 5-2 morning line. This horse is 3 of 4 in the money at Gulfstream Park and 6 of 8 at the distance in the money with 2 wins. Saez rode her really well on 2 mounts in Kentucky at Ellis and Churchill back earlier in the year, and he's getting back up on the second off a layoff for this horse. This is another horse likely to sit off inside speed with the outside post draw, and I think Saez is probably going to get first run. I like the connections of Saez and Brian Lynch in here, and I think the 6 and 9 exacta box is something that you can never go wrong with. I'm going to add a trifecta play in here. The 4 is likely to be the morning line favorite, Full Count Felicia, for Brittany Russell, also getting Irad or Teeth up to ride. Her best races have been at 9 furlongs. I'm not sure that she's going to like the 8 furlongs as much. So with that being said, I'm going to play against her on top. I'm going to put her underneath here, along with the 7-horse Wallachia for Motion Graham, getting Johnny V up on that horse. I think this is another horse that's going to be flying late, but just needs a little bit more distance. So along with my exacta box in this race, I'm going to play a trifecta with those 2 horses up top, 6, 9, and 6, 9, with a 4, 7 for the trifecta. For this next race, we're going to go to race number 9. Race number 9, I think this race, $100,000 handicap race, is probably one of the more wide open affairs on the entire card. We're looking at a mile and 70 on the Tapeta. And my top pick in here is going to be the number 3 Conglomerate. Coming off a nice grade 3 win at Woodbine, a horse I have been following as we've done quite a bit of following the Woodbine track with some of the Trust the Prophets videos, in particular in the Cocktail Lounge. But that lifetime buyer last out, I think shows that this horse may still have more to give. First time up for Javier Castellano here. Another horse that I think is going to be closing into what appears to be a hot pace with the potential of a lot of early speed types in here. I wouldn't say in this race I have a second pick as much as I think you can throw a whole bunch of horses under that top pick there, the 3, with the wide open affair. The 6 is the likely favorite in here, Skyro. Coming off a win at a similar level here at Gulfstream Park, and against some of these horses, one of several again that's coming off a lifetime best buyer, has a bullet workout on the 22nd of December on turf, and is that work is almost 2 seconds faster than when the horse worked going into that last race. Obviously could repeat in here, but with that lifetime best figure last out, I'm going to play the horse underneath primarily. Another horse I'm adding to the underneath play is the 1 Fly the W. This horse has done absolutely nothing wrong. This is probably the definition of horse for the course. You look at what the horse has done at Gulfstream Park, and the horse has been the favorite in 15 of his last 16 races, and just continues to cash checks and get money. I think that obviously this is going to be a serious heat check for this kind of horse, but it's hard to bet against a horse that does so well on the track. You've got good connections here, again, with Saez getting on board. And I think that that could be some value underneath with a morning line of 12 to 1. The last horse I had underneath here was the 8 horse. That was Mr. and Miss, me and Mr. C. Morning line of 8-1 for Mike Maker. Mike Maker has 3 horses in here. I think this is the best of the 3. Getting Irad up. The horse has 2 wins in 4 races at the distance and at Gulfstream Park on the surface. So I think that this is a horse that second off a layoff could definitely step forward. I'm going to play the horse under the 3 because I like the 3 so much in this position with Javier Castellano and Mark Cassie on that one. But I'm going to play an exacta key box in here, the 3 on top of the 1, the 6, and the 8. So there you have it. Those are my plays for this inaugural episode of Vertical Value. I hope to get these videos out a little bit sooner in the future. This has been a little bit of a crazy week for me, just coming back from an overseas trip for Christmas, but looking forward to putting out more content here in the future. If you find this video valuable, just go ahead and make sure you give it a like and share the video if possible. And if you're not subscribed to Trust the Profits, you're missing out there. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, give us a watch, and we will see you on the next episode of Vertical Value.